In the heart of Caracas, Venezuela, where the streets pulse with danger and dreams often die young, a little boy named Miguel stared down the barrel of a life no child should know. At just 8 years old, he dodged bullets from gang wars and scavenged for food in trash heaps, his future scripted by poverty's cruel hand. But what if I told you that a simple leather ball and a wooden bat would rewrite his destiny, turning a street kid on the edge of oblivion into a Major League Baseball star? Stick around, because Miguel's story isn't just about survival, it's about defying the impossible. Miguel grew up in the barrios, those sprawling slums where hope is as scarce as clean water. His father had vanished into the haze of addiction years ago, leaving his mother to scrape by selling fruits on the corner, barely enough to feed her 3 kids. By day, Miguel watched his older brother fall into the gangs, lured by the promise of quick money and protection. "Stay away from that life," his mother would whisper, but the streets called louder. At 9, Miguel witnessed his first shootout. A rival gang ambushed his brother's crew right outside their shack. Bullets shattered windows and blood stained the dirt. His brother survived, barely, but the scar on Miguel's soul ran deeper. That night, he swore he'd never end up like that. Yet the pull of delinquency was relentless. Friends pressured him to run errands for the local thugs, delivering packages he knew were laced with danger. One wrong move, and he'd be just another statistic in Venezuela's endless cycle of violence. Then came the day that changed everything. Wandering the dusty alleys after school, Miguel stumbled upon a group of boys playing baseball in a makeshift field carved from abandoned lots. The crack of the bat, the cheer of a home run, it was like music in a world of chaos. An old coach, Senor Ramirez, spotted the scrawny kid watching from the shadows. "Hey, Niño, want to try?" he called. Miguel hesitated, but curiosity won. He swung wildly at first, missing every pitch, but something ignited inside him. For the first time, he felt control, purpose. Baseball wasn't just a game, it was escape. But the road wasn't easy. Miguel's family couldn't afford a glove or cleats, so he practiced with a borrowed bat and a ball wrapped in tape. Mornings started at dawn, running laps around the barrio to build stamina, dodging stray dogs and suspicious eyes. Afternoons meant endless drills under the scorching sun, his hands blistered and raw. And the nights? Those were the hardest. Gangs tried to recruit him, threatening his family when he refused. Once they cornered him in an alley, knives glinting under streetlights. "Join us or pay the price," they snarled. Miguel ran for his life, heart pounding, vowing to outrun not just them, but his fate. Tragedy struck harder when Miguel was 12. His mother fell ill, tuberculosis ravaging her frail body, and medical bills piled up like insurmountable mountains. To help, Miguel considered dropping baseball for a street hustle, but Senor Ramirez intervened. "This diamond is your ticket out," he said, scraping together funds from the community to cover her treatment. Miguel trained with renewed fire, channeling grief into grit. He joined a local youth league where his speed and arm turned heads. Scouts whispered about the kid from the slums who threw like lightning. Years blurred into sweat and sacrifice. At 15, Miguel faced his darkest moment. A rival gang torched his home in retaliation for his brother's old debts. Everything burned: clothes, photos, dreams. Homeless, he slept on the coach's floor, questioning if it was all worth it. But baseball pulled him back. He poured his rage into the game, leading his team to a national championship. Word spread, and international scouts arrived. Trials in the Dominican Republic followed, where Miguel competed against hundreds of hopefuls. Exhausted, homesick, he struck out in his first at-bat, doubt creeping in. Yet he remembered the streets he'd escaped, swinging harder until he hit a grand slam that echoed like victory. Finally, at 18, the call came. The New York Yankees wanted him. Signing that contract in a gleaming office far from the barrios, Miguel wept, not for what he'd lost, but for what he'd won. From a boy destined for delinquency to a pro athlete inspiring millions, his journey proves one truth. Sometimes, salvation comes in the form of a fastball. If Miguel's story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of unbreakable spirit. What's your biggest dream? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear it.